ॐ हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ ॐ शन्नो मित्रशं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु भक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. This is very important question, that what is reading, what is a practical experience, or listening to the Shastra. Very common thing nowadays. Whenever we ask somebody, okay, you learn Vedanta, then people think, okay, I will read the book. Or some people are there, those who are studying, they have an issue that, oh no, I want to experience. And for that experience, what I will do? Meditation. So by meditation, practically you understand. That is what their sentence. There's a common sentence what people are talking. I'm just giving you the sentences. But Adi Shankaracharya very clearly makes this point. We have to very clearly understand this point. Even in the beginning of the 3rd chapter, then 13th chapter, again in 18th chapter. Here Shankaracharya, even Kathopanishad beginning, Taittiriya Upanishad beginning Bhashya, introductory Bhashya, very elaborately has discussed this. And that topic is between action and knowledge. You have to understand this. What is action and what is knowledge? See, karma means what? You perform. Right? And in action, you have a say over action. Means you have a freedom over action. You have a choice, freedom. You do it, you don't do it differently. So every action, there is an option. An option is given to every human being. Every karmani eva tava adhikaraha. That is what Bhagavan says. You are free. You have a freedom over action. But when it comes to the knowledge, you are listening to me. So when you are listening to me, you are listening to me in English language. Right? It's not action. It's a listening is a knowledge. You have your brain is programmed for English language, and that's why whatever I'm talking, you are understanding. So there is no action is required. You know, whatever I say, you are understanding. So language is a program. It is every language has sentences. Every sentence is made up of many words. Every word is made up of the letter. And our brain is programmed. That's why when you hear the word, you don't have to say word means WORD, you know that. And you have know the meaning of it. So when you listen to the sentence and you understand, simple. There is no action is required. Another thing is you don't have option. In action you have option, but when it comes to the knowledge, when it comes to the listening to, there is no option. Oh no, I want to listen to her this way, not that way. No. Or no. She's talking, let her talk. I'm not going to listen to it. No. We are going to listen to you. So there's no option is there. So that's why Shankaracharya makes that point clear that in action you have an option. But when it comes to the knowledge, there is no option. Understand? Second thing, action depends on you, but knowledge depends on the object. That's why action is called Purusha Tantra. Purush means person. Action depends on you. It's a Purusha Tantra. Tantra means depending. But knowledge is Vastu Tantra. If I say this is a mobile, so it's not depending on your will. Mobile is mobile. You have to know mobile is a mobile. Suppose I say, no, I want to say this is a red parrot. No. Mobile is for everyone, it is mobile. So when you listen to me and understand that this is mobile, there is no option. Understand? So people don't understand the difference between the action and the knowledge. Knowledge depends on the object. As object is, you have to know it. This is orange color, this is orange color. This is elephant, this is elephant. You cannot say no, for me this is parrot and for you this is elephant. That's why knowledge doesn't give you any kind of the option. You don't understand, that's different thing. Suppose I start talking in Gujarati and you don't understand because your brain is not programmed for Gujarati. If I talk in Hindi, you will understand because you know language. And therefore, basic things which we are not understanding is that action based on the person having a lot of choices. Knowledge doesn't give you any option and knowledge depends on the object. Simple. Now, action also is what? In our Shastra, they have very basically analyzed this. And in that analysis, it says, whatever action you are performing, whatever, there are 4 types of the actions are there in our life. Everybody is performing that. Only we don't have that analysis or we don't have that label, particular name, but that is what we are doing in our life. So only 4 types of the actions are there. The first one is called apya. Apya means you gain or you reach. Apyam. Apya means you gain. Suppose I don't have a wheat in my home, then what I do? I go to the market and get it. If I want to go to Buffalo, then apyam. I have to reach Buffalo. So it's called apyam. So you perform the action to gain something or to reach something. First one, apya. To gain something or to reach something. Utpadya. I don't have wheat. In my own farm, I can have the crop of wheat. Utpadya. You create something. So creation, utpadya. Then this is Shastra's example, wheat. Then when this wheat is ready, You're not going to eat wheat as it is. Right? What you will do? Hmm? It's called sanskarya. When you bring the fruit, you clean it. Either you can have a vegetable in your garden, utpadya, or you get from the market. Then what you do? You wash it, sanskarya, clean it. Then it's ready. Then you eat it now. Vikarya. You have to make some modification in the wheat, you make the flour. Vikarya, modifications, changes. That flour also you're not going to eat. That means what? You make a dough. Then you make a chapati and then you eat it. It's called vikarya, changes. So whatever actions we are performing, either it is apya, utpadya, sanskarya and vikarya. So the four types of actions are there. We take bath, sanskarya, understand. So actions only are four types. When I say this is mobile, you don't have to reach it. You don't have to gain it. You don't have to make any changes. You don't have to clean it. Mobile is mobile. Understand? In knowledge, no apyam, no utpadyam, no sanskaryam, no vikaryam. Understand? It's there. Simple. Now, problem starts when? In worldly thing, it's fine. Problem starts when it comes to भगवान. नहीं नहीं, मुझे भगवान का अनुभव करना है. So I want to experience Bhagwan. So when I say I want to experience Bhagwan, the question is, when you say experience, that experience is an action. That is not people are understanding. Experience is an action. It's not a knowledge. Understand this. People don't understand the difference between the experience and knowledge. Why I'm telling this? Because every experience is unique to the person. People are listening to me here, right? So listening is a knowledge. So what I am talking, you have to understand as I am telling you. Simple, correct? But your experiencing about my talk will be what? Do you see the difference? It's different. Everybody has a different experience. I always give the example of one family. Suppose there is one family under one roof. Grandparents are there, parents are there, children are there. All of them are under one roof. And there is a birthday party. After the birthday party is over, the 6 people are there. You ask them to write the article on birthday party. What will be it? Will be same? No. Do you understand? Experience is different. It's a subjective. Experience is subjective. Like action. Action is subjective. It depends on you. You want to do it, you don't want to do it, you do it differently. So action depends on the person. But you are listening to me doesn't depend on you. Similarly, experience is something which is very subjective. Everybody has a different experience. If people, those who have come here now, when they go back and suppose they were asked what all things are there were there in the room, some people have noticed something, some people have not noticed something. Because it depends on your likes and dislikes. Depend on your knowledge. Some people, those who like paintings, they will see the paintings. Somebody likes carpet, he will see the carpet. Suppose somebody is renovating the house, then he will see what speciality is there in this house. So experience is subjective. It's very unique. And it's an action. Understand? But knowledge is not an action. So suppose if I say This is mobile. See, that's why um, there is a very great person in Ahmedabad called Father Wallace, and the St. Xavier School is there, college also is there. And he was very spiritual person. Never get into this conversion problem which is going on in India. All these Christians, they come there and do the conversion things. Here they tell that we are here, if they brainwash everybody, oh, we are helping the poor people. They are not helping, they are converting. Even Mother Teresa also was converting.
Yes.
But he never get into that. He never. But he was very spiritual person. And then he was writing even small stories, books, now also available. Gujarati and English is available. Very nice. Even regarding our puja, puja when we do, like how we do the dhupam, incense and deepa, arati, He's written very nicely. Very spiritual person. So in one book, he has explained about this. Basically, not he didn't mean to explain you the knowledge and experience, but he very nicely presented that small episode. It is said that it was nice, very good, winter time, Ahmedabad, not too cold, not too hot, very pleasant morning. And there was a society where different bungalows were there. Everybody had their bungalows. And then some people, they will make the huge wall, So from the road, their house will be like 10 feet, 5 feet up. And then there will be a wall. And then in front of the house, they will have garden. So this person had a nice bungalow, huge bungalow with a garden. And in front of his house, between the wall and his house, beautiful roses were there. And in India, winter time roses were very beautiful because of the cold. So one beautiful rose was above the wall. And because it was a huge one, it was just tilting, on the wall. So it was like morning time. Then one girl was just passing. And she noticed that beautiful pink rose. So knowledge is same, pink rose. Understand? But what comes that experience? So what she thought, oh, this rose is so beautiful. Today we are going for marriage. And my mom has selected the same color sari for me. If I have this rose, I can, put this rose in my hair. She passed. Yeah. Then one old lady was going to the temple, to Lord Krishna, that Bala Krishna. She saw this. Oh, Bhagwan has created such a beautiful rose. If I have this rose, I will offer this rose to Balakrishna. Passed. Then one boy was passing, young. He saw. He thought, oh, this beautiful rose. If I have this rose, I can, easily convince that girl that how much I love her. And then one flower man was passing. He saw. Oh, this is beautiful rose. I can get 50 rupees of this rose. Look at this. Rose is same, knowledge is same. But girls saw the beauty in that. I will look beautiful. So beauty. Dadi saw devotion, offering, devotion. That flower man saw money. And that boy saw what? Expression of his love. Do you understand? But rose is rose. It doesn't change. You see money in that one, you see the way of expression of your love, or see your way of expression, your devotion, or say how beautiful you will look, so it can add something in your beauty, but rose is rose. It doesn't change. That's why experience is something very subjective, but knowledge is not subjective. That means in knowledge there is no option. Blue is blue for everyone, parrot is parrot for everyone, tiger is tiger for everyone. Whether you love it or not, it's a different thing. That's why Bhagavan says it's called raga dvesha, likes and dislikes. It changes. Somebody likes it, somebody doesn't like. You know. But what object is going to be the object only. Okay. So that's why when it comes to the action, it's very subjective. But when it is knowledge, you don't have any option. You don't have to experience. Suppose you teach some children, that math, addition, subtraction, multiplication. So multiplication method is different, but what you are going to teach is going to be the same, right? 5 threes are 15 means 5 threes are 15. But to explain to student that how this happens, then we have the method. Addition. You add 4 into 5, it will be 9. Subtraction. You remove the 4 from 10, it will be 6. So suppose to explain this, so teacher says, Manish, so if you have 10 apples and out of 10, if you give 4 to your friend, how many will you have? So now see, no, first you give me 10 apples, then I will answer. No. First I need to I have to experience 10 apples, me. Do you have to experience 10 apples? Do you have to experience that, okay, I will give 4 to that person? And then you have to account 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 apple? No. But first I need to have apple. That's not knowledge. So it is just an example. No, until unless I have an apple, if I experience apple, then I can answer you. No, you don't have to experience apple. We are teaching you addition and subtraction. How you can do. Therefore, the same thing when it comes to Bhagavan, when it comes to the Brahma Gnanam, different people have different words, understand? Brahma Gnanam, Atma Sakshatkar, Brahma Sakshatkar, realizations, all these words are there. So, if mobile is mobile, the Brahman is Brahman, Bhagavan is Bhagavan, You cannot have, my Bhagavan is different than your Bhagavan. What is this? Bhagavan is subjective. No. I want to experience Bhagavan in this way only. You are listening to me. You have to listen to me through the ears only. You cannot say, no, my skin is going to listen to you. Can you tell me? No. You are seeing me. You have to see through the eyes only. There is no option. So same way, when it comes to Bhagavan or when it comes to Atma or Brahman, another thing. Understand each point. If you want to study math, which book has to be there in your hand? The book which talks about math. If you want to study chemistry, then you need to have a book in your hand which is talking about the chemistry. Right? Now, when you want to know Bhagavan, who is Bhagavan? Yeah? Which book you need to have? The book which talks about Bhagavan. Understand? The book which talks about the self. No. I will study math. I will study quantum physics. Then I will know what is Brahman. What quantum physics has to do with Brahman? Tell me. Quantum physics is quantum physics, and Brahman is Brahman. Understand? If I want to study quantum physics, I have to go to the physicist. I have to go to the college where they are teaching this physics. And same way, if you want to know you, who are you, or who created this world, then you need to have a book which discuss about that. And what is that book we call? We call Gita. We call Upanishad. So Bhagavad Gita is a book. But book means what? Upanishad is book. Suppose I have somebody, you are telling me that if I want to study medicine, I need to have a book of medicine in my hand. So, I will go and buy medicine book and then I will read it and I will understand. You will understand? You will understand? You will understand what? Would, have, not, therefore. What other words you will understand? Tell me. Any other word you will understand that? Because they are all what? Technical terms. We have a dictionaries. There is a general dictionary is there, then there is a medical dictionary is there, and the engineering dictionary is there. Why? Well, every subject has their own words and they have their meaning. Now, when there is a one word, suppose there is an airport. Okay. On airport, if I use the word hangar, what you will understand?
Plane.
Yeah?
Plane hangar.
That means where you park the parking area of the plane. Right? But suppose you go to the somebody cleaners and then you say hanger, then what will you say? Where you hang your clothes. Correct? Understand? The person who gives the sentence also is called what? Hanger. Right? Right? Word is hanger only. But contextually you see where you are. If you are on airport, then you understand what hanger is. If you are in a cleaner's shop, then you know what hanger is. So each word, there are some contextual meanings are there. Even sentence word also is same thing. So Swamiji has this joke, Understand? Marriage is a word or a sentence. Do you see that? Marriage is a word or a sentence. That's how it is. And see, every word had that particular connotation, it's called. Nuances in English they call. And we have to understand that. So then there are another thing Swamiji used to tell. Marriage is like a live wire. Why? Live wire, if there is a proper connection, then you will have a light. If not, then you will have a current. So this each word we have to understand properly, contextually. Whole Bhagavad Gita, that's why I always tell people, the most complicated book is Bhagavad Gita. People think, oh, Swamiji, I read Bhagavad Gita every day. Okay, what do you understand? Most complicated. Why? So many contradictions are there. Hundreds of, out of 700 verses, so many contradictions are there. 700 verses are there. In 9th chapter, Bhagavan says, Matsthani, all these beings are in me. Matsthani sarva bhutani. Next sentence he says, Nacha matsthani bhutani. Now what you will understand? Huh? He says, all beings are in me. The next sentence, none of them are in me. Do you think he's drunk? Eh? He lost his mind? Mastani sarvabhutani, nacha mastani sarvabhutani. And second chapter is Vidhi. Vidhi, may you know. May you know Atma is undestructible. Next sentence is aprameya, not object of any knowledge. Now what you do? First I say no, may you know, Vidhi. Then is aprameya, not available for knowledge. How will you understand? That means what? All books which are talking about Bhagwan or talking about the self, you know, they have their contextual meanings, and we have to understand them exactly the way it is being presented. And that's why we have a tradition. Understand the point now. It's called teacher student tradition, Guru Shishya Parampara. To understand, we need this parampara. In fourth chapter, that's what first two verses, that's what Bhagwan is telling. Arjun, you think that I have given you knowledge is something new. It's not something new. Imam vivasvatam yogam proktavan aham avyayam. In the beginning of the universe, creation, I gave this knowledge to Vivaswan. Vivaswan means Surya, sun. Vivaswan Manave, Vivaswan, the Lord's son, gave it to his son Manu. Manu gave it to his son Ikshvaku. Ikshvaku is in the hierarchy of Lord Rama. Understand? And then what is the sentence? Evam parampara praptam. It is being gained through the parampara, traditions. So that means if I want to know, then I have to go to the parampara. Without tradition, there is no. That's why Shankaracharya in his Bhashya says very clearly, if somebody doesn't have the parampara, we should not follow the person. Because this knowledge is in parampara, in tradition. That's why when I was doing the prayer, what I did, Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Parampara. So my first salutation is not to Guru. My first salutation is to Guru Parampara. Understand? First salutation is to this tradition, Guru Shishya tradition. Even Mundaka Upanishad start with this parampara. Brahmaji, and then Brahmaji gave it to Angira, Angira gave it to Bharadwaj, Bharadwaj gave it to Angirasa, Angirasa, Shaunak went to Angirasa. This parampara. Narayanam Padmabhavam Vashishtam Shaktin Chatat Putra Parasharancha. Narayan gave it to Brahmaji. Padmabhavam, born from the lotus. Gave it to Vashishta, Vashishta Shakti, Shakti to Parashar. Parashar gave to his son Vyasa. Vyasa gave it to Shukadev. Shukadev gave it to Gauda Padacharya. Gauda Padacharya is a great guru of Shankaracharya. Then Shankaracharya's guru Govinda Padacharya. So, evam parampara. Therefore, this knowledge comes only through the parampara. And that parampara is not that, oh no, my guru started tradition. Understand? No. Parampara means any guru who has his or her guru. That means every guru has to be the student. Simple. He has to be the student of his guru. There is no Swayambhu guru. आजकल बहुत चल रहा है ये Swayambhu guru. In Bhagavad Gita Bhashya, Shankaracharya very clearly says, a sampradaya which sarva shastragnopi, though he knows all shastras, but if he doesn't have a tradition, he very harsh word Shankaracharya using there. Murkhavad upekshanyam. You should, upeksha, how will you say in English?
Neglect.
Not ever. Upeksha is
Neglect.
not. No.
Neglect.
Something neglect, yeah.
No.
Neglect. You not neglect, but you can say. Upeksha means you don't even bother yourself, avoid or ignore, You ignore that person, Means there is no consideration for the person. Upeksha means the person is here. Upeksha means you don't consider the person, No consideration for the person. No value. So that's what he says. Murkhavad upekshaniya. Like a fool, you should avoid or you have to no consideration for the person. It's very important. There is no swayambhu. Anybody comes and I was sitting, my guru was sitting there for 20 years and then he got the realizations. We don't bother about that. But still it's going on. So many a guru like this are there.
The person should have humbleness to be a student.
No, they don't have. And their students are much more fanatic than them. And it's common. You don't have to bother about that. But if we want to have a self knowledge, Bhagavan says, Evam parampara praptam, so we need to have a parampara. Now, question is what? If it is a parampara, then his guru and his guru and his guru and his guru, who is first guru? Correct? When you say parampara, that means what? His guru and his guru, somewhere it has to be started. So is the first guru. If somebody asks, we have to ask him question instead of answering. Who is first father? I am here, that means my father was there. He was there, that means his father was there. His father was there because his father was there. Right? Correct? Nobody can say, I don't have any father. Can you say? No. I am here, that means what? My father and his father and his father and his father and his father has to be there. Here they say their father was monkey, understand? We don't accept that. Understand? Who is first father? Who is first father? One who is the first father, he is the first guru. That's why भगवान के लिए क्या बोलते हैं? परम पिता परमात्मा. परम means first. तो भगवान पहले पिता है, वो बोलते हैं भगवान गीता में, है ना? अहम बीज प्रदम गर्भम ददाम्यहम and conceive this Maya. That's what Bhagavan says. To create the creation. So Bhagavan is Pratham Pita. Then who is Pratham Guru? Bhagavan. Simple. Knowledge has to come from Bhagavan. Then it's parampara. And as I said, you don't need experience. When knowledge is there, experience is not required at all. Knowledge is knowledge. Experience is very subjective. How you experience something and how I experience something is going to be different. And therefore, very clearly we have to understand any self-knowledge or knowledge of Bhagavan. See, that's why Mirabai was worshipping Krishna. But she knew that I need Guru. So she went to Vrindavan. That's a very popular story about Mirabai. So Raidas, he is her Guru. And he was a great Bhakta of Krishna. Raidas, right? Raidas. So she went there. And she knocked the door and said that I am Meera and I want to have your blessings. So then he said, I don't see women at all. मैं एक भगवान में कभी स्त्री को देखता नहीं हूं, मैं तो एक कृष्ण को ही देखता हूं. So Mirabai answered very nicely. I thought there is only one Purusha in Vrindavan called Krishna. All others are Gopi. How come there is a second Purusha in Vrindavan? You understand? There is no second Purusha in Vrindavan, only one, that is Krishna. All others are Gopi. Until unless you develop that Gopi bhav, you cannot have a darshan of Krishna. Even Bhagwan Shiva also wanted to have a Rasa Leela. He has to become Gopi, understand? That's why if you go that, there is a Radha Vallabh temple is there. Generally in Vrindavan we see Bake Bihari temple. You know? But there is a Radha Vallabh temple is there. There is another Radha Raman temple is there. So when from Radha Vallabh, Radha Raman, that area, if you go, there is the one Shiva temple, Gopeshwar Mahadev. Ah. They say that if you have a blessings of Gopeshwar Mahadev, you can have a darshan of Krishna. So it means Mahadev also has to become Gopi, understand? So there is only one Purusha, there is only one Bhagwan. It's not your Bhagwan and my Bhagwan and his Bhagwan and her Bhagwan. Knowledge means one. There's a one Bhagwan. But two Bhagwan, no Bhagwan. So that means what? Look at this same thing again. Your experience of Krishna is different than my experience. But knowledge of Bhagwan, can you differ? No. You can have a darshan of Krishna. Not only that, even if whenever you have a Krishna darshanam, every time the experience will be what? Same? No. Suppose you eat pizza. So you are eating pizza is a knowledge. Right? Your tongue is going to tell, your eyes are going to tell this is pizza. Correct? But experience of pizza will be what? Same? No. Why? Because it depends on your mind. This is pizza is a knowledge. But experience of pizza depends on your what kind of the mind you have at that time. Suppose if I say I love ice cream. Even though I love ice cream, every time whenever I eat ice cream, I will have the same experience? No. I can go on and on giving you example to see how the knowledge and experience is completely different. Experience of ice cream is different than the knowledge of ice cream. But knowledge doesn't differ. This is vanilla ice cream, this is vanilla ice cream. This is butterscotch, this is butterscotch. This is chocolate, this is chocolate. Therefore, lot of people are, entangled in this experience and knowledge. We have to have very clear understanding what is knowledge and what is experience. What is karma, action, and what is knowledge.
I have a question.
One more point I have to clear, then you can. Now, let's come to the meditation. In the heat of meditation, you will have a realization. Have you heard this sentence or not? What is meditation? Let's look at this way. Meditation is a knowledge or meditation is an action? Think about it.
It's an action.
Hmm? Action. Correct? An action cannot give you knowledge. Simple. So how meditation is going to give you knowledge?
By removing what is
Yeah?
by removing what is not.
Yeah, but how? How? How meditation? Suppose there is a spot on my sari. You try to wash it with water. Doesn't go. Right? Start with the soap. Doesn't go. Why doesn't go? Understand? Why water cannot remove this spot? Why soap cannot remove this spot? because it is not opposite to that object. Right? Anything which is opposite can remove it. Am I clear or not? Not clear, then you ask. I'm telling you, honestly. Then I apply the patrol, then it goes. That means what? It is opposite, so it can remove. See, that's why word guru itself gives you the things. Who is guru? Gukarah, andhakarah, rukarah, tannivartakah. Andhakara nivartakatvat guru iti apyat. Andhakara means ignorance. As the light can remove the darkness, andhakara. So the knowledge can remove the ignorance. So meditation is an action. Action can produce knowledge. How action is going to produce knowledge? See, that's why I see in Hindi, Gujarati, Angrezi, everywhere, the same thing. You eat a mango. You bring mango. Look at this sentence. आप मैंगो खाते हो, आप मैंगो लाते हो. लेकिन दिस इज आम, वो आम का ज्ञान जो है उसमें आपको कुछ करना है. एक्शन इज रिक्वायर्ड. मैंगो इज मैंगो. इसीलिए क्या बोलते हैं हम? ज्ञान होता है. ज्ञान करता है से बोल सकते. ज्ञान होता है. नॉलेज टेक्स प्लेस. Do you see the difference? Knowledge takes place. Action you perform. Action you perform, knowledge takes place. सेम वे हिंदी में ज्ञान होता है, कर्म आप करते हो. ज्ञान होता है मीन्स व्हाट? Knowledge happens means what? As I said, you have ears and you listen to me and you have a knowledge. You have eyes and you see and say this is mango. No action. Any knowledge doesn't require action. That's why I said in the beginning that Shankaracharya has written elaborate Bhashya commentary on explaining how the action and knowledge are opposite to each other. Because knowledge takes place, action you perform. So knowledge is not experience. So then meditation is action, understand? What is action? Any action requires minimum 3 things. First one is action. Like say Sanskrit word, Ramaha phalam khadati. Simple. Ramaha phalam khadati. Ram eats fruit. So 3 things. Eats means action is required. Eats is a verb. Then the performer of the action is required. Ramaha, karta. And phalam, karma, object of eating. So eating action is there. The person who is performing the action of eating is there. And then object of eating is there. 3. That's called action. Action means these 3 minimum 3 things has to be there. Then there are 2 types of verbs. Transitive, intransitive. Karma, akarmaka, sakarma. There are verbs where you don't require karma, object. I sit on window, the sitting doesn't require object. Sitting is intransitive, akarma. That's why it doesn't require object. Right? Now look at dhyanam, meditation. Dhyay, the root is dhyay. Right? So there has to be so performer is there, meditator, eh? And there is action of meditation. But dhyay is not akarmaka. Like suppose I say water flows, the flow is in transit. I sit in. But meditation, the word dhyay, to meditate, it is having an object. That's why we say what? Meditate. He is meditating upon. Right? That article is added. Understand? Why article is added? There is object. Article, meditation upon. So upon shows what? Object of meditation. Simple. Correct? So in meditation, three are there. Action of meditation, performer of the meditation called meditator, and object of meditation. Right? So three are there. Now, when I say is action, Ram eats fruit. So Ram and fruit will be separate or one? Separate. Simple. Object and subject. Subject is subject and object is object. Cannot be one. Right? So suppose if I say I meditate upon Bhagavan, that means what? There is a subject object difference is there. Right? Now, when there is subject object difference is there in meditation, is there a possibility that you can know that you are Purna Brahma? It will be the object. Right? So Vedanta means you have to understand that you are non-separate from Brahman. But meditation, can it give you the non-separation? Can you give the oneness? Meditation can give you the knowledge of oneness? No. Meditation cannot give you the knowledge of oneness because it's an action, and in action, object and subject are always separate. Therefore, meditation cannot give you the self knowledge. Simple. I'm not telling meditation is not useful. Meditation is very useful and very much required. Because Bhagwan has dedicated the whole sixth chapter for meditation. But if you connect that meditation gives you knowledge, that is what we are questioning. We are not denying meditation. Understand? We are telling meditation cannot give knowledge because there is an object subject difference is there, because meditation is an act. So therefore in Shastra says there are three types of the actions are there based on the instrument you use. This bifurcation is based on the instrument. When you are using your body, your speech and your mind, is called Kayika Puja, physical action. Kayika Puja. Right? Like you do the puja of Bhagavan. So your body you are using, you are chanting some stotra and you are thinking of Bhagavan. So all three are there. Body, speech and mind, all three are there, called Kayika Puja. Suppose somebody is sitting and chanting Vishnu Sahasranam. So it's called Vachika Puja. Vachika, speech, oral. Because he is not using body, only he is chanting, called Vachika. Meditation is called Manasa Puja, mental. So meditation is an action, it is a Manasa Karma. So nobody can deny this, that meditation is a manasa karma. And if it is action, it cannot give you knowledge. Clear?
I had a question.
Mm.
If I break meditation roughly into two different things,
Mm.
there's meditation on an object, just आप बता रहे थे कृष्ण भगवान को meditation करते हैं या जाप कर रहे हैं. The other approach to meditation, जो मैंने
Loudly,
पढ़ा
so
है,
this
the other type of meditation that I've studied
uh,
is where you silently observe your mind and wait, and through observation, the
Mm.
thoughts that flow
mm,
cessate, they stop.
mm.
So is that the same? That is not meditation on an object. So what is that?
Yeah, because you're meditating on your mind. So mind is the object of meditation, where there are thoughts are there, and you're observing the thought of the mind. So you're observing the thoughts of your mind, flow of thought.
Like the thoughts are.
But when you say it stops, you understand? There also you are observing that non-thinking. So still you are observing. So its object is there. It's called Shantamanaha. In Shastra, it's called Shantamana. Vikshipta, Chala, Vikshepa, the different types of things. So when there is a flow of thoughts are there, you are observing it. When the flow is stopped, then it's called Shantamana. So where there is no thought, but still you are observer. And the object of observing is the mind.
So,
That there is no thought.
so you have so many different techniques of meditation, right? Like some do on the bhava, some do on the actions. Like in Vipassana, I do breathing and the body sensation within, right? Then there's a thought. Is there like one kind of meditation which gets you closer to the knowledge, or it doesn't matter which kind of meditation you
No. What I'm telling is, how meditation is going to give you knowledge is action. Action can give you knowledge? That's my basic question. If you accept that meditation is a manasa karma, karma cannot give you knowledge. Karma can prepare you. That's why in sixth
do.
chapter
Okay,
Bhagavan
which can
says,
prepare me best? With all these techniques, which
see, that's why
technique will
Bhagavan
prepare?
says that Atma Shuddhaye, the person is performing meditation for the purification of the mind. But my mind is pure doesn't mean that knowledge is going to rise. It can purify your mind. It can quieten down your mind. But that doesn't mean that when one mind is quiet and mind is very pure, then I will get the realization. How? How we are going to realize? Yeah.
So corollary question.
Hmm.
You say the Vedas were received by the rishis, they were heard.
Hmm.
So my presumption was always they did enough meditation to quiet the mind, then they could receive the knowledge. Is that
No,
wrong?
they didn't receive. They didn't receive. We have to understand this very clearly. The word Rishi itself means what?
Drashta.
Mantra drashtaraha. So, knowledge is already there. Nobody can create knowledge. Nobody can create knowledge. Understand this very clearly. Knowledge is. Why? Because for creation of this universe, any creation presupposes knowledge, right? So even before the universe is being created, knowledge already was there. That's why this universe is created. So knowledge already there. Whether it is a self-knowledge or it is a objective knowledge. Knowledge is there. Then the problem, what is the problem? Understand? Ignorance is the problem. That's why agnanena avrutan gnanam tena muhyanti jantava. The problem is not, see, that's why that day also in discussion I was telling, the problem is not that who are you or what are you. Problem is the ignorance. And to remove the ignorance, we need the opposite, which is called gnana. Without knowledge, how are you going to remove the ignorance? That's why I give the example that opposite only can remove. The opposite of agnanam will be what? Meditation. Meditation can remove the ignorance. Knowledge only can remove ignorance. Now question is how you get the knowledge. You understand?
But we can never get to knowledge.
You can get parampara praptam.
But this knowledge is always there, right? I mean, it is there. The
Yes.
removal of ignorance will reveal the.
Not revealing. It's there.
It is there, right? So, but
It's exactly like that's why Shankaracharya gives example of the cloud.
yeah.
Okay. So when I say Megha by Anshuman, understand? Megha means badal, cloud.
Yes.
So when we say, oh, cloud, oh, sun is covered by the cloud, look at this sentence. Okay. Now, does cloud can cover the sun?
No.
No. So what is covered? Eyes. Our vision is covered.
Yeah.
Sun is already there.
Yeah.
But our vision is covered by the cloud. See, this example is just a basic example. I love this. I'm telling you why. Look at this. Sun is already there. Okay? That sun evaporates the water. Because of the sun only there is evaporation of the water. Because of the sun only the vapor goes up. Because of the sun only the clouds are there. Because of the sun only you see the cloud. Do you understand? Because of the sun the vapor is there. That vapor creates the cloud and you see the cloud because of the sunlight. But the same cloud covers your vision. So when you see the cloud because of the light of the sun, but sun is covered.
So that is the Maya.
That means what? Now, what I need to do is that I don't need to see sun, I have to remove the cloud. The removing the cloud is action. Seeing the sun is not an action. Do you see that? Similarly, removing the ignorance is required. Seeing the Brahman is not required. Seeing Bhagavan is not required. That's why in 10th chapter, Bhagavan says this. 5th chapter, Bhagavan said, Agnanena avrutam gnanam. This knowledge is being covered by this ignorance. What we have to do? Gnanena tu tad agnanam nashitam. If you have ignorance of the pot, you have to remove the ignorance of the pot by the knowledge of the pot. Knowledge of mobile is not going to remove the ignorance of the pot. Pot knowledge removes the pot ignorance. Similarly, because you don't know who are you, that ignorance is covering and that's why you are deluded. Mohaitam. So what we have to do? Gnanena. Then what? Once it is being removed, that's why in 10th chapter Bhagavan says that in the same Gnanena tu tadagnanam nashitam atmanaha swayam prakashate hyatma. Now anshumaniva. As the sun reveals itself. You don't have to do any action or any effort to see sun. Adityavat gnanam prakashat. Aditya, like sun. Only thing is you have to remove. That means we have to remove the ignorance. We don't need any action or any experience. What is removing ignorance is required. But removing ignorance requires knowledge. And meditation cannot give you knowledge because action. This is what all these meditation people are not understanding, that meditation.
It's a conundrum.
Yeah, it is like a if you can't attain knowledge and knowledge is necessary to remove ignorance, there is a point there.
Right?
Because I'm ignorant right now. But I need knowledge.
Hmm.
But I can't get knowledge.
You can. Evam parampara praptam. That's what Bhagavan is telling. Through the parampara, you can gain knowledge. That means you have to find out the guru who is coming from parampara.
How will Guru give that knowledge?
Because he got from his guru.
But how will it get transferred to you? How will it get transferred to you from your Guru?
Samvada, listening to.
Listen.
What Arjun did. He was listening to Bhagavan. You listen to Guru and you get that. That's why Shravanam, that's why it comes, it's called Atmavare Shrotavyah Mantavyah Nididhyasitavyah. You have to
But
listen.
Arjun was very lucky. I cannot
Right.
compare. You are standing in the war. You don't know what is the right thing to do. Krishna tells you that the right thing to do is to fight.
What I'm telling
in
is
your
that
real life, you don't know what is the right thing to do.
he has given enough things there. What is right and
But
wrong?
to Arjun, he clearly tells that
I'm not
fighting
talking
is
about Arjun. I'm talking about Krishna. Krishna has given enough things to understand. What you require is that parampara. But what Arjun in just one sentence didn't understand that I am Brahman. Bhagavan needed 18 chapters, right? Though Bhagavan was all knowledge, right? And Arjun was totally dedicated to Bhagavan, still Bhagavan needed 18 chapters, right? So we need 18 years or not?
Is it about time?
I'm just, what I'm telling it time means I'm just telling it takes time. It's not a one day job.
But it's an instant realization.
Like no instant. There is nothing instant. This is mobile. Is it instant or it is? See, instant again is create the problem. That's why I don't want to use the word instant. It takes place.
Yeah, happens.
It happens. That's it. Don't say instant. Then there is another problem. Because instant means then it brings the time. It brings the time. You know? Everybody has a different. Kalena Atmani Vindati. Bhagavan says Kalena means in time. Because everybody's mind is different. Everybody's sanskaras are different. Everybody's way of absorbing is different. So it takes time. Any knowledge takes time. Any knowledge takes time. Suppose math, and I give you the same example every time. What you learn the math in the first grade and what you learn math in the master degree is same. It's a growing knowledge. Understand? And it is step by step you have to get it.
Is it the same for this thing?
Yes.
Because removal of ignorance can be time, right? It can take time. Removal of ignorance because you have
No,
layers and layers of
let me finish. Let me finish.
Yeah.
So, first grade math and master degree math is math, but it's a growing knowledge. Same way here also, it's a step by step we have to go. It's not that you don't think that, oh, Guru will tell me you are Brahman and my ignorance is removed. No.
Yeah.
It's step by step. That's why all this chapter after chapter. Why? That's the steps. Any knowledge requires the steps. The another thing is on any knowledge means there is a qualification.
Yes.
So you have to qualify yourself. You need qualifications. You have to first qualify yourself for this self-knowledge. Because any knowledge, suppose I want to go to medicine. Up to 12th grade, I have to study. No option. People think, oh, in 8 years he became. Not 8 years. What about the 15 years? Without going to the preschool and without going to 12 years in schooling, without graduation, nobody can enter in medicine. Prerequisite it is called. Understand? Same way for Vedanta, there are some prerequisites are there. Don't think I'm very intelligent and I have this much knowledge, so I get the Brahma Gnana. Forget about it. Understand? Any knowledge requires prerequisite. And you have to have that. And that's called Viveka, Vairagya, Shamaha, Damaha, Shraddha, Samadhan, Titiksha. All this is required. Mumukshutvam. All required. And Vairagya. What is Vairagya? What we understand Vairagya? We think, oh, a person living in Himalaya, Vairagya. We even don't know, understand what is Vairagya. Half of Vedanti people, I have challenged them. They talk about Vairagya. But what really Vairagya is? Huh? No. Shankaracharya gives the definition, iha amutra phala bhoga viragaha. Any enjoyment on this world or the world above, you have a vairagya. You don't have any kind. But what is vairagya? In this? That's why Bhagavan has given one definition in Bhagavad Gita, 5th chapter. Gneyattu nitya sannyasi yona dveshti na kankshati. Whose mind is above the raga dvesha. That is vairagya. Vairagya is not that I don't eat. That is not vairagya. Vairagya means I don't care whether there is no raga. Akanksha means raga. Dveshti means dvesha. Whose mind is not under the spell of raga and dvesha. That is called vairagya. That is called sannyasi. We are all under this raga dvesha. Understand? I like this. I don't like this. Oh, I'm very much disturbed. Why? That's how he looks. Somebody look also can disturb you. And then you think I'm Vairagi. Vairagi? What kind of Vairagya you have?
So in that case, Mataji, in that case, Grihast can never be
Yes, Arjun was Grahastha. He gained knowledge. You can gain knowledge. I'm telling you, you can gain knowledge. Anybody can gain knowledge. Only thing is, we need these prerequisites. We need that commitment. We don't have commitment. See, what is commitment? The same example I give. Once your child in first grade, all your programs are centered on what?
Child.
Child's education, correct? Right? That's called commitment. Suppose 2 days the child is going to school and 4 days doesn't go. Work? No. The commitment means what? Daily he is going to go to school. Daily he is going to finish his homework. Are you ready for daily Vedanta? That's it. The commitment, it's called commitment. We don't have commitment because we other things are valuable for us, not Vedanta. We value other things. That's a problem. You need mumukshutva means what? Understand? The twa is there, not mumukshu. Desirous of liberation. But Shankaracharya didn't say the person who is a desirous. No, mumukshutvam. The twa is there. Twa means what? That's the only priority in your life. That priority has to be there. The commitment has to be there.
So when before I started doing violence and meditation, I was more passionate. Like I give my best to any job I'm doing, whether raising the kids or whether teaching or working, whatever. I'll give it 100%, 110%. But since I've started reading and all, I can see that I'm not able to put, I don't even put my 80-90% because everything is useless, everything is temporary. So how do you really get that?
Vedanta is not for reading. No book is for reading. By reading, you don't understand. I already told you. I want to learn medicine, I have to go and listen to my professor. Any knowledge comes by listening to the scholar. Any knowledge through the scholar only comes.
that is Swamiji Shravan Manan Nididhyasana, follow Vedanta.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling.
To Nididhyasana, if we come,
Don't go Nidid. First Shravanam. You need to have a committed Shravanam. Why you are jumping to Nididhyasana? First do Shravanam. Because Shravanam only can remove ignorance. No other way you can do that.
So is that what happens in Guru Parampara?
Hmm?
You said, right, you have to go into that Guru Parampara to gain knowledge. So is that what happens? As you hear Shravana, then what happens?
See, we are listening to me and then your knowledge is going off. Same way. It's the same. Any knowledge comes through Shravanam only.
Shravanam and then you have to do Mananam also.
I know, but what I'm telling, Shravanam is required or not?
Yes, it is. Then after that is Mananam.
You are sending your children there. You are sending your children for what? Jumping? Meditation? What do? They listen to their teacher. Understand the basic thing people are not understanding. They are going there and they are listening to their teacher.
6 hours a day, every day of the week. 3
Understand?
a year.
So 3 years preschool and 12 years graduation, then you become qualified for engineering or computer or medicine, anything. 15 years required. Prerequisite is there. Same with Vedanta also, same thing. Commitment is there. We are not, there is no commitment. There is no priority. Right.
So that mumuksha is not.
See, that's why the Twa gives that priority. Moksha means the moksha icha. So moksha should become the priority of your life. But for us, what is priority? Oh, I have to take care of my children, I have to take care of my house. All these priorities are there.
Why so?
Huh?
Why so? Even though you understand intellectually, if
That
we
is
are
not, that no. See, intellectually understand, but then it should become the important for you.
yes, what is it that is not
Raga, dvesha, likes and dislikes. Your commitment more is for your children than the moksha. Your commitment for your husband is more than this one. It's your commitment is more there. Your dedication is there. That much dedication is required. But that's why I'm telling. It's not that 6 hours you listen to Vedanta. I'm telling you only you commit only for 1 hour at least a day. Then you can see the difference in yourself. It has to be daily. Then only it can bring. Otherwise, if you think, oh, 10 days I went at Swami's Vedanta and then the 10 days I went, that nothing works, I'm telling you. It just gives you that, okay, you have attended some tech camps, That's it. Then what? Same. Cooking and eating and working and talking. Same. So only 10 days you are there. In 10 days also, everybody only 2 days. Understand? Third day it starts. Oh, where are you coming from? Are you coming from Florida? Ah, Florida is good, right? Now, you are in Vedanta camp. Why you have to talk about Florida? That's what you do. How many children you have? What are you doing? And what is your career? Same. In the camp also nobody is, है ना? वही चलता है. हम जहाँ जाते हैं वहाँ संसार लेके ही जाते हैं. छूटता ही नहीं संसार. वहीं पर आके बैठ जाते हैं. In the ashram also it's the same thing. I'm telling you honestly. We have to have honesty about this, have a commitment.
It should become an existential crisis.
Tell me.
So,
So, honestly speaking, Vedanta is not a priority. We have all of these things we're all chasing all the time, but we still show up every once in a while to listen. What is the benefit of listening once in a while
At
with no
least you
commitment
have
and
the
no priority?
sanskara, at least you have that much commitment that coming to here. But it has to become more and more. So that's why Swamiji used to give the example, very nice example. Now there's a screen is there. Those days there was no screen, so they had a board. If you remember, those days on the airport, if you see, there were boards were there. And suppose you go, I have to catch that Air India 96. So you look for the board. There is no Air India 96. So your goal is what? Air India 96. So you have to catch the flight. Sitting there, what you do? You are waiting for that AI 96. Then suddenly, that sound. That means what? The first one has flew, and so now what happened? That is gone. Then suddenly you see AI 96, last one. Then again, it goes up and up and up. Once it start boarding, that means what? 100% is flying. We have to go to the boarding. At the moment, it is on the bottom. Whether it's going to fly or not, whether it has come to the airport or not, we don't know. At the last point, it has to go to up. It has to reach to the boarding. Boarding start. The security also doesn't matter. Understand? You know, security. Boarding. That means it's flying. You have to go to the boarding. Then boarding. boarding, living. It has to go to the first, then it flies. So slowly it has to go up. The priority has to go upper and upper and upper.
It is at least on the board.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least for us, yeah.
How does one get away from ragatvesh? How does one get away from ragatvesh? How does one conquer?
There are only one way to get out of ragadvesha, and that is a bhakti. Without Bhagwan bhakti, there is no way anybody can have say over ragadvesha. Bhakti is required. But that is also what for us? Bhakti also is option. The day I get the time, I will do Bhagwan puja. The day I don't have time, I don't do puja. So there also there is no commitment. Understand? Bhakti also is what? We don't have any commitment for bhakti. You know? Daily puja. You know.
I think some of our rituals were actually made it necessary. You may not focus on it, but like if you have a Balkrishna at home, you have to wake him up in the morning. Whether you have time or not time doesn't matter. You have to wake him up.
Yeah, but then what I'm telling is that at least that much commitment has to be there.
Yeah, that has to be there, right? Because
But our life and here or there, it is all same. Understand? It's not like here. There also is the same thing. You know, when you have a children and then we have to wake the children up and get them ready and go to the school, and so it whole priority is changed everywhere.
yeah,
Bhakti, without bhakti, there is no way we can have a, because problem is that ragadvasa themselves also are not the problem. But to get rid of the say over ragadvesha is required. That's why Bhagwan in third chapter says, Indriyani Indriyarthibhya ragadvesho vyavasthitam. It's there, everybody. I also have, you also, Krishna also was playing flute, not guitar, understand? And he was wearing the yellow clothes, not blue. We had also ragadvesha. Everybody is full of ragadvesha. Only thing is, tayoho vasham na agaccha. Don't come under the spell of ragadvesha. We fall for ragadvesha. That's our problem.
catchy.
The only way is Bhagwan.
Swamiji, reading Shastra is also comes under Shravan.
No. After Shravana, if you read, that is fine.
That is fine.
But not before Shravana.
That is fine.
One of my students, she was a head of department of chemistry in college. And then regularly I was going to her town, and then somebody said, "Oh, this Swamini is there. She's excellent." So she started coming to my classes. And I teach all Gita or Upanishad through Shankaracharya Bhashya. That is our parampara. So then I give everybody that Bhagavad Gita printed by Gita Press. In Gita Press, Bhashya book, if you see, there are two columns are there. One column, the Sanskrit Bhashya is there, another, the translation of the Bhashya is there. The translation is there. And she being a professor, you read and you go. So that habit of professor. So then, because the book was there, so in Upanishad, that I think that Mundak Upanishad was going on, or Keno Upanishad, either. So then she thought that, okay, I will read the translation, I will go, so then I will understand better. That was her thinking. So then she will read this Bhashya translation, and then she'll come to the class in the morning. Then again, she will read and come. So few days she did that. Then one day I was at her place for Bhiksha. Then she said, "Swamiji, I'm professor. So we always read and go to the class. So I was reading this translation of Keno Upanishad Bhashya, and then I was coming to your classes. But what you are talking is different this translation. Reading translation, I'm not understanding. But then when you explain that, then I understand. Do you understand what I'm saying? Translation doesn't work. So suppose you read something, it may be a translation. Translation doesn't work. There are so many things are. That's why we have tradition, parampara.
So
It's a
is that the
method.
Guru Shakti? Then that is.
Eh?
Is that the Guru Shakti? What is it that?
Not what is it? It's simple. By Sravana only you get knowledge. That's why I see there is a um, there are two demons were there, Madhu and Kaitava. You know, and Vishnu Bhagwan killed this Madhu Kaitava. Have you heard the story about that? No. This Madhu Kaitava, huh?
That's why it's called Madhusudan.
Madhusudana. Bhagwan is called Madhusudana because he killed. Sudana means one who killed the demon Madhu. But that's not only Madhu, that's a Madhu and Kaitava. And that story is very nice. Bhagwan is the universe, is the body of Bhagwan. You know. And this Madhu and Kaitav were born from the ears of Bhagwan. Ears. And Madhu means Raga. And Kaitava is a Dvesha. So Raga Dvesha comes through the ears. They are born of ears means they come through them. You know. Anything you like, you have heard somewhere, and that's why you start liking. You know. Anything you dislike, you heard of something negative, and then you start. That's why they are born of ears. Then ears means what? It's a shabda. The shabda is a quality of akasha. So they were killed in akasha by Vishnu Bhagwan. That means through Bhagwan's help only we can get rid of Ragadvesha. That's the story.
So in this age of YouTube videos, and like I like to do so probably I was doing some just I keep Shravanam, I'm
See
doing
what
cleaning the kitchen. That is, but half the mind is in the kitchen, half the mind
but
is.
I didn't tell that you cook and listen to Vedanta.
That's
That's wrong. That's wrong thing.
what I'm asking.
That means you are telling, oh, in the school you eat and then you listen to your teacher. No. What do you do in the school? I'm giving you example of the school means what? Everything you have to see. That's it. You are right. Not only that, even YouTube you are listening to, then you take one text and listen to that whole. What do we do? Oh, one lecture of Bhagavata, one lecture of Gita, one lecture of Upanishad. There is no commitment. You go to the Bhaj Govindam and take Bhaj Govindam. Suppose you are listening to Sarvapriyanandi or whoever Atmananda, but at least one book you complete with him. You are not completing. You are jumping from here and there. That doesn't work. You know? Hoping.
But Swamiji, in our MCM, right, the Sravanam is kind of Guru is sitting there and then I'm listening. But nowadays we cannot follow that tradition, so we are listening from the YouTube. So that is also fine in Sravanam? No?
In person. So that's what I'm saying. So what
Yeah, but at least you get exposure to Vedanta.
But it's very difficult, Swamiji. How we can get every day, like we have job, we have family. How we can listen every day?
There is no teacher also here. Even as a try to figure it out, we don't. You are not here also.
You make arrangement for me. I will be here. And you commit yourself to come every day. I will be here. That's what I'm telling. It's a commitment from you, not me. Don't think that, oh, Guru is not that. That's all. No, you make commitment. Your dedication for moksha is there. Then you make an arrangement. I'll be here. Understand? Your commitment is required. At least YouTube is giving some exposure to Vedanta. Understand? But as I said, commit. No commitment. We don't have. Understand? It's all hopping.
I see
Bhakti also is hopping from one to other. Vedanta also, it doesn't work. That's what I'm telling you. Every day child is going to the school, and every day you see the card. Same way, every day have a listening to the Shastra and see the card. What is card in the school? Understand? Assessment is there. You have to assess yourself. That okay, you have listened to this Vairagya and then assess yourself. Assessment is not there. Commitment is not there. Assessment is not there. Priority is not there. Never mind.
I think my biggest was for the discipline.
Not you, everybody. When it comes to Vedanta or Bhakti, it is everybody same thing. Not you. Everybody same thing. These three things are required: priority, commitment, and assessment. Atma Nirikshan, it is called. Mm.
Bhagwan Ashirwad.
Any question? Conclude. ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ हरि
So Swamiji, this is the second time she's come to the Bay Area. I have known her for about 20 years, the fourth or fifth time that I had the chance to host her. Manjuli came last year to Swamiji's talk.